Aloha, my name is Dr. Kau'i Mere, and I represent the programs in Hawaiian and Indigenous Health and Healing. Just want to do a really quick overview of the two types of programs that we have available in HIHH at UH West Oʻahu. So the first one was that we developed was a Bachelor of Applied Science. It's a concentration, Bachelor of Applied Science in Health Sciences, and there's a Hawaiian and Indigenous Health and Healing concentration. This concentration was developed to address Hawaiʻi healthcare workforce needs and to address Hawaiian and Pacific health disparities. So it also closely reflects the University of Hawaii West Oahu's mission and vision as an Indigenous serving institution. And we started the Bachelor of Applied Science program in August of 2019, so we've been going for about a year. We have two buckets of classes. The first is theoretical classes focusing on the social, historical, and cultural determinants of Hawaiian and Indigenous health. And then we also have practical courses that are very hands-on, which include the three major Hawaiian traditional healing modalities of Ho'oponopono, La'aulapa'au, and Lomi Lomi. But we recognize that a four-year bachelor's degree is not always right for every student. Some students may already be in health careers, long-term healthcare providers, or they may want to go into pre-medicine and not have enough space in their schedule, their four-year college schedule, to fit all of the HIH's classes and do their pre-med courses or nursing courses. So they might need another option, and that's going to be talked about a little bit later in when I discuss our certificate. But first, the overall goals of the HIHH program was to incorporate concepts of aloha aina. So all of our courses, including our theoretical ones, are very much grounded in the value of aloha aina. And that means we also need to use innovative teaching methods, and I try to, the kumu, myself, the other kumus who teach in this concentration support all types of learners. We really value physical interaction with the land, so a lot of huaka'i, and learning about mo'olelo of aina, small and large group discussions in addition to didactic lectures. We also use music and oli. We use eho mai before in the beginning to open a lot of our classes and sing oli mahalo to close many of them. We also learn Mele Hono Uli Uli, which is our campus oli. And we use a lot of videos, podcasts, in addition, again, to the traditional didactic lecture. And the main point of the HIHH programs is not to create traditional Hawaiian healing practitioners. That's not our place as a Western university. It's not our goal, but rather to train future healthcare leaders who are going to go into Western health sciences fields, who are articulate and passionate and effective in promoting health and well-being throughout Hawaii. So our little ideological map, I get a lot of questions about, well, what exactly, is this a traditional healing degree? Is this, epidemiology? Is it public health? Is it, what kind of degree is this? So I made a little map of the different areas in which HIHH takes its core. So if you think about Hawaiian and Indigenous health in the center of that bullseye there, we kind of span ideologically between at least the degrees at UH West Oahu, Hawaiian Pacific Studies, Community Health, Sustainable Community Food Systems, and Health Sciences. And so within all of these courses, we have a very strong core of epidemiology, biostatistics, public health, social epidemiology, but also we take a very social justice approach, environmental justice approach, which includes political science, ethnic studies, as well as ecology and environmental sustainability, and also, of course, some emphasis on nutrition, traditional diet, as well as biology, anatomy, physiology, and the physical origins of disease. And a main concept that we use in HIHH is the idea of embodiment. So the concept of how does the social and political and economic and cultural context of our lives shape our physical environments, and then shape our individual behavior, our exposures to health resources or health risk factors, which then gets embodied literally into our skin, into our organs, and into our DNA to manifest itself as physical disease. And then what do we do about that? So that's kind of the core thread of Hawaiian Indigenous health and healing. Now, we have our core requirements are after the general education requirements are done. We have 3 introductory requirements. You can choose one of either PUBA 104, Health 117, or Health 123 is kind of that very foundational level of course. Then we have our 2 HIHH kind of introductory courses, which are Introduction to Hawaiian Indigenous Health and Healing, Health 204. That's more of a theoretical, social, cultural, and historical determinants of Hawaiian Indigenous health and healing. And then we have Health 205, which is a primer in the 3 traditional healing modalities, Ho'oponopono, La'aulapa'au, and Lomi Lomi. So you kind of get 5 weeks of each. And then once you finish the introductory requirements, you go on to 6 credits in the theoretical requirements. And so that would be Health 360, Health Disparities in Pacific Peoples. And you can choose between Health 450, Theories of Disease Distribution Across Cultures, and or PUBA 338, Cultural Competency. And then, in addition to the theoretical requirements, we also have the practical requirements, and those are you can do 3 of these 6 courses. So we have 2 semester-long sequences in Ho'oponopono, La'aulapa'au, and Lomi Lomi. And so you can mix and match and do all 3 of the 300 courses, or pick one to specialize in and do a 300 or 400 level, and then another one to have a secondary introductory level course in. So you could do 305, 405, and 310, for example. So the HIHH certificate is very similar. It's to the core requirements that I just listed on the previous slide. So it's 18 credits long. It can be completed in generally 3 to 4 semesters of work. However, for individuals who are post-baccalaureate or higher, for those who already have professional degrees or graduate degrees, it is possible to complete the coursework in 2 semesters with instructor permission to take some of the courses, some of the introductory courses and the advanced courses concurrently rather than in sequence. And so the HIHH certificate is a standalone degree that can be combined with other concentrations within UH West Oahu or career paths that include health, life or social sciences, or even non-health or science professions such as law or public administration, business administration, and really the primary goal of the certificate is to train professionals to address Native Hawaiian healthcare disparities using a very wide range of professional skills. And that concludes an overview of the Hawaiian Indigenous Health and Healing Program offerings. If you have any further questions, please contact me, Dr. Kau'i Merritt. My email is NicoleKB, NicoleKB @hawaii.edu. You can also call me 808-689-2385. Mahalo.